Hey, I'm Mark Ronson and you're watching mirror.co.uk.
Firstly, congratulations on your 3 Brit nominations.
Thank you.
Were you expecting it?
No, not really. I think one leaked over the weekend, like the male artist, and I almost thought that was so surreal, especially because I'm definitely not complaining, but most of my singles, they've all been collaborations, you know. So, 2 against people like me that you think of as actual proper singers, but it's amazing to be acknowledged, and the thing that's really important to me is the fact that being acknowledged by the British music industry, who are also saying like we consider it's an award for British artists. So the fact that I've lived in New York since I was 8, come back here and it really means a lot to me to be just acknowledged as British. That's kind of, I know it sounds a bit hokey, but that's the sweet that's the sweet part for me.
Is there one you'd like to win more than another one?
I mean, I think Best Album is really kind of seems like the meatiest, like, of all the awards, but of course any of them would be amazing. I don't really expect to win. I'm not being like falsely modest. I think that I look at the categories that I'm in sort of unbiasedly and see that it makes sense that someone else is going to win it, but it would be nice, you know.
Any plans to perform on the night?
Yeah, I'm performing on the night. I'm going to try and fit 2 or 3 songs maybe into a little time slot. And I've definitely got Adele and Daniel Merriweather performing with us, and maybe some other special guests.
Okay. The nominations have come at a time when there's quite a lot of uncertainty in the music industry,
right.
With labels and stuff, and EMI have just cut, a third of the workforce. How do you feel about the issues involved there with the onset of digital downloads?
I think you can't stop the illegal downloading. That's just a fact of life now, and the record industry in America trying to sue this woman who lives in some suburban America because she let her kids download on the roof. I think they tried to sue her for like $200,000. It's just a ridiculous, vulgar display, and it's trying to put a band-aid on a flesh wound. I just think that as long as people continue to make great music, the public in some form will always want it, and I'm not sure how that's going to be or how they're going to figure out how to do it. And so there still exists a music industry. Maybe there won't be record companies anymore in 10 years, I don't know. But I think, cutting people, the jobs for people that have put their entire life into working in the music industry and respected old school people is definitely not the way to help things.
Do you think people like Robbie Williams and Radiohead are right to pull out of the record companies that they're with?
I think so. I mean, I think they have a right to. I saw something that the editors said when the band editors were saying, listen, the record industry wouldn't exist if we weren't making the music. They exist because of us, so they should be helping us, Thankfully, there are people like Robbie Williams and Tom York who have the power, who have enough power and use their leverage for something good and just to make statements like that.
So what big projects have you got lined up next?
Right now I'm just finishing producing Daniel Merriweather's debut album. He's the kid that sung on Stop Me, and just finished a song for Adele, a song for Mary J. Blige. I'm working on, hopefully working with this this English band called the Rumble Strips, and just a couple of things. Just keeping busy producing records. It's kind of like going back to my day job a bit, and then maybe towards the end of the year I'll start to think about my next album.
And the Grammys is coming up.
Yeah.
Are you going to be? You're performing on the night, aren't you?
Hopefully I'll perform with Amy if she performs. It's the Grammys haven't asked me to perform. If I perform, it's because Amy wants me up on stage with her, which would be fun. And she's up for 6 awards. I'm up for 3. A couple that shared. And I don't know, it would be great. I mean, we've been through it's been crazy past sort of year and a half as far as working on her record, and then that really hand in hand helped really people care about who I was, so I could put out my own album. So it was kind of a nice way to celebrate it together by being on stage.
Are you working on any material with Amy at the moment?
No, we're not working on anything. She played me some songs she'd written the other night, but that's about it. We've been talking about how we might work together, this year, but nothing's at all happening yet.
You were pictured out with her the other night. It's been in all the papers.
I know, I saw.
What happened that night? Did you have a party or were you working?
We just went to a friend of hers, so... We went to a friend of hers' house, and we just went, and it's the first time I've been out with her in a while, especially since she's as famous as she is now, so you just realise that if you're hanging out with her, you're going to get dragged into some whirlwind of paparazzi and some kind of ludicrous made-up story. But I mean, she's my friend, and it's not going to stop me from hanging out with her because I'm worried what kind of nonsense someone's going to print the next day.
Mm. Some of the reports are saying that you were romantically involved.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.